Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Friday. Welcome to Living with S. I'm your host, Sharon Mundia, and we are at Kenya National Theatre, very first time filming here. And today's show is all about fashion, and bringing it. And my guests today are doing exactly that with a fashion show that's coming out tomorrow, the 3rd of August on Saturday. I've got the event organizer and founder, Brian Robert of Brad's Fashion Show. I've also got Sakina Mwaka, who's a designer and founder of Seki Classic. Welcome.
Thank you.
And then last but not least, I've got the gorgeous Yvonne Wangoi, who's a designer at Kara Village. Wow, so let me ask this. I always ask this to makeup artists, but I don't know if I've ever asked a designer. Whenever you are going somewhere, do you feel like you have to bring it? Like you've got to always be rocking it? You know, the same way a makeup artist, you're like, are you a makeup artist? If they don't have like flawless makeup. So do you feel like you have to bring it every day?
Most definitely, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And is that pressure?
Too
No.
much pressure, by the way,
Yeah.
because you feel like you have to be unique. You have to be the one representing your own
Brand,
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
So there's no like going out in like, I don't know, not pajamas, I guess, but hoodie.
No.
And like.
Oh, wait, once in a while though, you try to just look normal once in a while,
Yeah.
but sometimes you really have to step it up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Most times. Well,
Yeah,
Most
most times,
times.
yeah.
Right. Do you have that at all?
Look,
Do you have that pressure,
For us,
Brian?
look is the most important thing, you know, like you have to look good, okay? You know, people judge you in the society also depends with your look. So
Yeah.
how you dress up, people will always judge you. If you dress right, if you dress wrong, people will just definitely judge you like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I have so much to say about that. But before we even get into that, I want to hear about your background a little. Maybe we could start with you.
background?
Yeah, we can start with you,
My
Brian.
background is quite
Tell me about your
recent.
childhood and how event organizing or even fashion became a passion of yours.
So I grew up from a place called Kisumu County, specifically a place called Karachuonyo. I was brought up with my grandpa. So the name Brad's basically is about Brian Robert, then my grandpa who raised me up is called Aduo. So I marked the name BRA and then I had Aduo.
Yeah.
So short form to Brad's.
Yeah, Brad's Fashion Show.
So that's basically my background. I went to some schools in Karachuonyo, I don't have to mention them.
Okay.
Then I went to JCAT and here I am started doing my fashion show.
Yeah. So did you study fashion or
I didn't study
what did
fashion,
you?
actually.
Yeah.
I did journalism, but fashion was just fashion was something like a passion for me. So when I was in the campus side, the modeling contest that we used to do.
Yeah.
And from there, I became a model. I started working, but then there was a lot that was going on in the field of modeling. There were a lot of operation. You go to a show, someone doesn't want to give you a show.
What do you mean you go to a show someone doesn't want to give
You
you?
go to audition and
Oh,
there are
auditions.
people. So
Okay.
I was like, you know what? I want to start something that's going to benefit everyone. I want to start a fashion show that's going to be the designer, going to build the photographers, going to build the models. And I remember when I
Right.
came to the field, there were so big names that were there, like the fashion industry. But then I just wanted to start something that was going to build
Yeah.
the people. So
And-
I'm glad that, you know, within the period of 6 years, I've managed to build a couple of people, almost 2,000 people.
Wow.
And they're there. You can tell they're successful in modeling career.
Wow. What's been your experience
My
coming
journey
into
in
fashion?
Well, it's something I always wanted to do. It's like a passion, something like you play around with clothes, you know. So when I was young, I really didn't have I didn't actually even study this thing.
Okay.
I was in hotel industry, so I went a way different route.
Yeah.
Something that I wanted to own, something that I wanted to stand for and say, this is what I've done. So actually coming up with this, it came actually from very far, from Nigeria to here. So it took a very long time, took too much planning and perseverance. So because I wanted it to be here in Kenya, to be started here, not there. And looking at me, I'm doing something that is from a tradition in another country to come to East Africa because Nigeria is in West Africa.
Yeah.
So I want to bring, like, reunite all of us and have the same thing, same culture, you know, as Africa.
Okay. So, but as a child growing up, were you interested in dressing up and were you playing with your clothes? Really?
But you know, growing up, I really couldn't afford too much. So I just had to have what I had then, but right now I'm able to get what I want, how I want it, and be able to create it the way I want, because I love seeing people like really having something that I create.
Yeah. So your designs are inspired by West Africa.
Yeah.
Aha. Interesting. Last but not least, Sakina, I'm curious to hear about your childhood. Did you have sequins and long hair? And like, what was your childhood like? And how did
Basically,
you get
my
here?
childhood started with my mom, because she's also a fashion designer. So basically, it was more of a role model. Like, she was my role model in fashion designing. So I had to try. But first off, before I got into fashion designing, I went to school, studied journalism. I just graduated recently, and the whole thing was kind of a good experience. But I found out that I have more passion in fashion since I was a child. And I was really interested in it. And basically, along the way, I learned my style. I learned who I would like to dress. I learned what defines me. Mostly, I wanted to speak to women and basically self-esteem, and to boost your self-esteem as a woman. I wanted to talk to every woman of every shape. So it was basically more of an inspirational journey.
Right, yeah. So what's so interesting to note is that for you, Brian, you were studying journalism, isn't it? Sakina, you said journalism as well, and you said hotel management. So is it that you weren't sure about where fashion played a role in your life, or is it that you felt that you couldn't immediately jump into studying something that was more driven around your passion? Did you feel supported that if you were to say, yeah, I'm going to school to study fashion, that people would be like, fashion? Are you sure you're going to? Yeah.
It's a leap of faith, you know. People would tell you, people would encourage you, they would tell you, you always look good, why don't you try this? Basically, my mom was my biggest motivation. She believed I could do it because she can do it, so she believed I can do it. So it just picked up when I was around, let's say, 14. Then she just encouraged me. We had a sewing machine in the house, obviously, so I had to just try once in a while. And basically, it just grew in me as a passion.
Right.
For me, basically, the reason why I wanted to combine the basic knowledge, education, and just have that basic knowledge of society and imagine that. When you do events, you understand that my field as the industry of fashion and modeling, there are a lot of journalism. The way you apply a lot of journalism on it, like public relations. There's a lot of stuff that.
Right.
So, even the fact that I study journalism doesn't mean that I always have to be in the media house. Just to do behind the cameras or in front of TV. But then, can I combine whatever I learn in the journalism industry and in the fashion industry and merge them together?
Right. Yeah, and I think what you've just said, Brian, is so resonant, because I think often we think if you study this, then it can only apply in this way. But the way life works, it's in even just interacting with your peers, with your lecturers, and growing in that environment. And you learn so much and you're able to apply it in what you do. So I've got to ask, what was your first event like, the very first Brad's Fashion Show?
Sakina, were you there in the first event?
No, I came in the second.
The second. Were you there in the? Okay.
No.
Okay.
The first event I did, I think was it around 100 people? But then I can say that my fashion show has grown.
Yeah.
And it has reached, I think it's one of the best fashion show right now.
Right.
Twice we have been voted as the best fashion show in the country.
Wow.
I can't believe that it has grown for us, for people to vote for us.
Yeah. It's a testament to how you've grown.
Then the relationship that I've built also with the people in the fashion industry has let me know that it has grown.
It's going well. But I want us to dig a little deeper, and I'm going to ask the same question to you two ladies. But what are some of the mistakes that you made? What are some of the lessons that you learned with the first show that you were able to carry with you through? Because I think that's a big part of
It is.
of growth. And recently someone said something that really stuck with me. You either win or you learn.
Yeah.
No, not lose. No losing. There's no losing. You either win or you learn. If you choose to just take it as a loss, then you know there's something that I think if you change it to a different perspective, what did you learn? So I'm curious to know what are those mistakes and what did you learn?
Someone once told me that number one, don't wait. If you want to be successful, don't try to imitate others.
Okay.
What you need to do, be real, be authentic, and do yourself. So the first mistake I learned when I started my show, I wanted to be there like the other people. I wanted to do this show for money, getting money. But then, as time goes by, I realized that this show is not only me. It's not about me. It's about the Kenyan industry. And then we are growing to merge, into the Africa industry. So I've learned that this show is growing bigger even than Brian himself. So if I put all my, likes and interests in this particular show, I'm gonna fail. But then if I have, a lot of people in this show, I have their mind, their ideas, then I'm gonna succeed. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that when you're doing a fashion show for the first time, don't do it because you want money or to get rich at the first moment. But as time goes by, money will come. I can tell you basically when I did this show for the first time, I had no single sponsor for my show. But as time goes by, people have been, even yesterday, people are just calling, can we sponsor your event, And it comes to a point where, you can't let them go, but you just tell them, you know what, can you consider for the next show?
Next year, right. And what about you, Lee? How long have you been designing, Yvonne?
So far we can see like half a year.
Oh, half a year.
Yeah.
So it's very new.
It's very new, and the way it was picked
Okay.
is like blessed, God's grace.
Okay.
Yeah, because we really didn't expect even the brides to know us.
Okay.
Yeah, we really didn't expect them to know us, but they actually communicated to us, and we're here now.
And they reached out. So what have you? I mean, I think it's still quite early, but there's still, I'm sure, moments in the last 6 months where you've thought, wow, why didn't anyone tell me this?
Exactly.
I did not know what I was signing up for, and maybe moments that you've just had aha moments. So can you share some of those with us? Like what you've
Sure.
learned?
Like the first thing was that I asked myself, why didn't I start this a long time ago? Because I had chances and opportunities, but I was just asking myself, why didn't I do this? Because looking at 6 months and what I've done, I'm like, if I did it way when there was no even competition, I would be way far. Second of all is assuming that you can just use any material. You can waste a lot of material sometimes, which is a very big loss.
Yeah.
So, especially with our company, because we bring them from Nigeria and use expensive fabrics. So, okay, so the mistake I'm talking about is assuming that a certain material can make a certain design,
Right.
or on a certain scale.
Okay.
And then they go like, we don't like it, but the design is great, just not on the person. You see, so that assuming really made me lose a lot. Yeah.
Well, actually, I think we'll get into that in a moment, like
It's okay.
how you rectify that. But first, I'm keen to hear about you, because you picked up a sewing machine when you were 14.
Yeah.
So you've
At this
had
early.
like years of like learning and growing
experience.
So what are some of the lessons that you've picked up along the way?
So professionally, I've been doing designing 5 years now,
Okay.
but of course I've been doing it from way back then.
Right.
So the biggest challenge for me has been when plus size women come to me. Yeah, they feel left out. Obviously, they feel neglected. So for me, that is my biggest challenge, because it kind of touches me so much that we have to be very, very specific on the type of body, type of height that walks the runway, especially high fashion. So basically, that has been my biggest challenge, sorry. So what I want to do, what I want to do in the fashion industry to change that notion is to incorporate every height, every body shape, every body size, no matter, I don't know how to put it, but you get what I'm saying, yeah? To diversify the runway, basically. Yeah.
Ooh, Preach. All right, we've got to take a break, but we'll be right back in a moment, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. We're at Kenya National Theatre, and tomorrow we have Brad's fashion show up for the sixth year in a row, which is incredible. Of course, we've got the founder, Brian Robert. We've also got two designers who are going to be showcasing. That's Yvonne Wangoi and Sakina Waka. So before the break, Sakina, you said something that really struck me, and that is one of your challenges or one of your intentions with your design is to make sure that everyone feels represented. And how much of that translates even into the fashion industry, do you feel, as a whole? Even going back to like even the fashion shows, Brian, and I think, you know, there's been some countries, for instance, that have even gone as far as banning certain things off the runway. Models under a certain age, within a certain weight, because it glorifies one look.
Yeah.
And often it's white, skinny,
Blonde.
blonde, tall,
yeah.
you know, and it's like also the rest of the world is here. So do you feel that is that are you ever conscious of that even as you're designing the show, Brian?
Yes, for me, there are a lot of stuff I'm doing. For example, this show is happening at Michael Joseph Safaricom Center. There are a lot of stuff I'm looking. My show, it has got a certain class I'm looking towards to achieve my specific audience. So I'm not gonna start, you know, there's modeling, showcasing, and then there's committing adultery or, you know, trying to be someone, what do you call it? These people in the pod. So there's a difference. So
Sorry, the people in?
Strippers.
Yeah. Is there some drama? Yeah. Oh, the stripper. Is that what you're saying? Oh no, you can say the word stripper. So you don't want to.
I don't want to
Okay.
use the word stripper. But then,
Okay.
there's such specific people who are coming for the show.
Yeah.
And for me to choose as a designer to be in my show, there's specific things I'm looking towards. First of all, are you promoting Kenya design? Are you working according to the Big Four agenda, the President Big Four agendas? Are your design can they be easily weared by everyone in the society? I'm not looking things to, you know, just to create a name, because after this show, after Brad's, people gonna come and, you know, they're gonna check it. Internet never forgets. That's what they say. You can post a picture today, you think you've deleted it. In the next 20 years, someone can still retrieve that picture and show you this what happened. So I'm looking for a show where people are more, you know, more fashionable, but then they are more specific to things that everyone can put on. That's why I'm bringing, you see the kind of clothes I'm putting on, designed by her, the kind of clothes she's putting on. We are not bringing something extreme or anything nude on the runway.
Okay. Oh, so nudity for you
It's a no.
is a no. I mean, I was going to say, like, who on the runway is going to be naked? And then some runways I've seen
Oh.
pictures and I've thought, that's just tape. Okay, it's just like little tape, and I'm like, wow. But even outside of that, and maybe I'll pose the question to you two ladies. Are you cognizant of that as you're designing, and maybe even picking the models? Because often, if I see something on the runway fit one specific person, their skin tone, their color, I might dismiss it as, oh, that just wouldn't look right on me. So are you ever aware of that, even as you're, who picks the models in a runway? Maybe I should start there. Is it you or the
He does.
designers? You
Brian,
pick the models.
yeah.
So Brian,
Yeah.
tell me, sir, and also to you two ladies,
Yeah.
do you have a say in, like, actually,
Yeah, we
give me
do.
a model with some,
Yeah.
do
Actually, this time around, he involved me with the auditions. Yeah, I was a part of the auditions. So,
So normally when I do
Basically-
my audition, for example, this year audition or the previous audition, I have a specific designer, maybe two designers who have been there, who knows the show how it runs. Then there's a certain height you are looking for. So the models I'm using this year, you have to be at least 5'6".
5'6". Is that the average height of the Kenyan man or woman? Let's start with woman because men are generally taller.
But you see the models I'm having here, none of them is 5'6". All of them are from 5'7" to 6'4".
But that leaves people like me out.
True.
That's what I'm asking. Like, how do
I'm not trying to leave people out. What I'm trying to look for, I'm narrowing down for, because the fashion show I'm doing is higher fashion show, so I'm narrowing down to higher fashion show. There's if you're looking for fashion show, there's beauty pageant, then there's higher fashion show. So when I bring someone who is 5'5", Sakina, to a fashion show, I'm sorry.
No, I'm even 5'3".
Yeah, so
Maybe even shorter, yeah.
It's not gonna match the standard of the particular show, because each and every fashion show in the world, all over the world, they got specific criteria.
Yeah. But that's, I guess, what I'm trying to challenge.
Yeah.
How much of that are you flexible about? Because even the world as it is, in every aspect of life, we're looking for representation.
True.
We want to see more Black people in
Yeah.
screens. We celebrate when,
Curvy women.
you know, yeah, exactly. When the Lion
Short
King
ladies,
album has
yeah.
like, you know, African
For my
jams,
show-
and you're like, yeah. So
For my show, I've got actually, you see, each and every I'm trying to use different faces, number one. But then the different faces, I'm trying to use different community. Mine is trying to use different tribes, different communities.
Okay.
And I'm not neglecting anyone.
Okay, so in your own way, you
Yeah.
do feel like you're trying to have
Everyone.
as many people represented.
Yes, as many
Okay.
represented.
Yeah. So I know, ladies, I know you design for both men and women. So what's that like? How different is it creating? I know this piece is yours, isn't it, Yvonne? Yeah. So what's that like creating for both men and women, and trying to make sure that your pieces are as inclusive as possible?
Well, I'll start with the ladies first. For designing for ladies, there's what I can design for them, which definitely will not show skin like he's saying. Will show a little bit of some skin, like you see mine. This part can be seen. That's okay. There's also what the client wants. You can never tell them I can't make something like that, but you know you can. So I can make whatever they want to wear. Be it showing skin, not showing skin, I can make it for them. Just not for the runway, because that's not what my goal is.
Yeah.
But for the clients, I can make anything for them. Well, now coming to male, is about their body. Every male that we make for is all about their bodies. So there's a skin tone, there's the height. There's someone who will put on black and they're short. They won't look good, even if their skin tone is good. They won't really outstyle. They won't outstyle. Yeah.
A man in black or anyone? Man or woman?
Man.
Man.
Yeah. Who is short and is wearing black.
Okay.
Unless his body is muscled like
You're
his.
trying to say a black man, a man.
But I'm
Okay,
guessing
Short man.
that's her opinion.
Yeah. Yvonne wants color, pattern.
They look like
Some-
black
yeah.
panthers.
I'm just trying to say how I try and pick out a design. So if he wants a black, I will try and make a very nice design for him. He won't even believe it. He was not. And for a short man, it's good for a short sleeve. You understand? So at least his body can be seen, not all just covered with clothes like him. See?
All right.
It
Okay.
really matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And what about you? What's been your journey like trying to create? I mean, I know even earlier you said that you are so aware of it, of being able to represent. So how much of the designs that you're going to have on the runway tomorrow will have that inclusivity?
So basically, you will see my outfits. Majority of them are, let's say, avant-garde inspired. So it's one outfit, but you can wear it in different ways. So you know, this type of outfit, maybe let's say particularly a bodycon outfit, doesn't look really good on short skinny. So the same bodycon outfit can transform into bodycon with a jacket. So I just try to incorporate basically in one outfit different shapes, size, skin tone. So I focus on authenticity. I am not a minimalist at all. You will notice that. I love vibrant colors. I love something that stands out. And I like to make my ladies know you can stand out. You have the right to stand out once in a while.
Right.
Yeah. So for the men, I had Kenyan men in mind because majority of Kenyan men are not so daring when it comes to fashion.
Yeah.
So I thought, why not incorporate African theme into it? So I did a little bit of embroidery in just plain bazaar fabric. So I just made it as simple as I could for Kenyan men, because majority of the times when I do Ankara with sophisticated styles, they say this is too much.
It's too
for
much,
us. Yeah.
too loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for ladies, they're okay with that.
Yeah.
Ladies all over the world, I'm sure, are okay with just looking vibrant, looking authentic, most of the time standing out. But for men, majority of them are restricted. They will like something minimal, something that is, let's say, classy. Basically, that's what I've done for this collection.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the fashion show culture in general in Kenya. I'm curious to know what your experience as designers has been like. Did you find that people, the public in general, are receptive to the shows? What's been your experience? And maybe you can take us through that, because you've been in the industry for 5 years,
5 years,
right?
yeah.
So what's your experience?
So far, I would say so far so good. People are, how do you call them, versatile. They would love to see new things, of course. They would love to also see things that they can identify with. There are things certain fabrics I would design with that Kenyans would be like, okay, when are we going to wear this? Let's say, for example, fur. You cannot use fur so often, because majority of the times in Kenya
what's
it's
fur?
hot. Fur.
Oh, okay,
fabric,
yeah. Okay, yeah.
So basically, you focus on things that they're actually familiar to, but also you make it authentic in your own way. They are receptive most of the time if you come up with a new idea that they haven't seen before. That is my style. My signature is avant-garde, authentic, something sophisticated, something that you haven't seen in your regular boutique, something that you don't see every day.
Yeah. Right. But I was even curious about like the fashion show and presenting your work on a runway. What kind of impact has that had on your business and on your brand?
It's had a big impact. First off, I've had so much audience, so much customers, so much orders.
Because of the runway shows?
Runway shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've had so much, how do you call it, positive feedback. And I've had, obviously, challenges that have built my brand and made it stronger. Basically, I would say the runway has made me more creative, made my brand sell more, of course, more famous. And
wow, those are like some really strong points there, positive points. And Brian, what's it been like for you? What's the reception like in the last 6 years? Do you find that people are as interested, excited, receptive to the idea? Or is it that you're, I guess I'll let you answer. What's it like?
You see, I'm going to answer your question this way. When I started the fashion show 6 years ago, my main was just to do the show. But then I came to realize I narrowed down to what I wanted to do specifically. So I narrowed it down to something by Kenyan, build Kenya as my theme. So with that theme, it has spread all over the country. Everyone wants to associate with us right now. So I've got positive reception, and I'm glad that my show has produced some of the finest top designers. People like Mohamed Bana. I know you didn't know about Mohamed Bana, but he's the first ever Kenyan designer to dress the Queen of England from brands. I have people like Shino Huda, people like Sakina. We have people like Shed Shares, now based in Sweden.
Right.
People are there. People.
So for designers, you feel it has.
The show has opened doors.
Yeah. Right.
So, and for me, that's my great achievement. And the models too have been showcasing this event now.
Yeah.
Most of them now are abroad. Some of them were former Miss Universe, like the Gigi girl in Oyugi.
Yeah.
Gabu Ford is in South Africa. Most of them are outside there.
Okay, so I know you touched a little bit on the money angle. So I have to ask this because I'm so curious about just fashion shows in Kenya in general. I do feel there was a point in time at which almost every other weekend there was a fashion show, and I was like, how many fashion shows do we have? And it felt like it was very fragmented in the industry. And I was trying to think a little bit about what it's like in, globally, internationally, when we look at like London fashion, the fashion capitals, London Fashion Week, Paris, and how they're very seasoned, and I don't know what it's like for them, if it's an avenue to make money or if it's an avenue to just present their designs. So how does money fit into this? If you don't mind me asking, I'm just curious to know.
Most often the designers, like for example, you have mentioned London Fashion. So normally for them it's about launching out a collection. The same thing we're doing.
Right.
So I'm bringing someone like Sakina to launch her collection. But the money aspect of it, definitely it has to. For an event to run, you must have some money, and then you must have sponsorship on it. Then you're not doing event. I'll be honest right now. I don't want to do event to fail. I don't want to event not to gain anything. If I don't get a little cash out of this event, that means the next event.
Right.
So definitely some money, yes, because there are a lot of projects that we run in this event.
Yeah.
Including children. So supporting. We give back after the show.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, this fashion show, the little we get, we try to support other people too.
Okay.
Nice. That's our success.
I like that. All right. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. And when we do come back, we'll get to see the designs. Finally, we get to see the models. both menswear and women's wear. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Right, so now we get to see the designs, because we've been talking a lot about fashion, but show us now. And we're starting with you, Yvonne, with Kara Village. But even before we get the models coming in, you've got your own model here.
My own model.
So, yeah. So, tell me about the inspiration behind this piece.
So this is from one of the tribes in Nigeria called the Igbo. They love this so much. The long top and this, so it covers them very well.
Yeah.
I really like it. So this is from this was inspired by the Igbo.
Right.
Yeah.
And I like that you've also got, instead of the traditional pocket
Yeah,
square.
we do that. There's some designs that come with the pocket, some come with that.
And what
You
is
will see
this
some
called?
of them. It's just an embroidery,
Okay.
just like something to stand it up, to bring it up.
Okay. All right, so let's get started with the models. Come on out.
This is a senator suit.
Mm.
Well, it's very nice for a man who knows what fashion is. They like standing out.
Yeah.
And you see gray stands out with him because he's a dark chocolate.
Ooh.
Is that dark
Are we talking about fashion? Dark chocolate. All right. Okay.
Well,
Ooh.
this
Yeah.
is also for someone who likes, you can go with this to a party, something like that. Or also
A wedding.
And
big thing.
yeah, and I like that it's got this stripe in the
silver
side.
stripes. That is what makes it go for like a party, things like that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, ooh, so this one is more like asymmetrical now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the people now who like outdoing the people that are now doing the others. There's something like that. So
And I like
very
the
nice.
color.
Yeah,
So
the
tell
color
me-
actually also suits him.
Yeah, and I like that you're quite vibrant. You've got gray, we've seen purple, and now the mustard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And different colors or even same texture.
Right, right. And do you find that men are, because it's also not so showy, the way it's structured and everything, it's not, it's not pattern, color, short here, long, it's not too much, that you can therefore safely play with color? Is that your
Yeah,
experience?
exactly.
Okay.
So actually, taking that last design I just came with the purple would
Yeah.
stand out. That is why I told you a certain material can go with a certain design on a certain
Passion.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so let's see the ladies.
The ladies,
Okay.
something
nice.
simple that makes
Yeah.
her body stand out.
And I like her waist is cinched in, and then
Exactly.
her, like the
Brings
the
out
bottom
the-
part is
Exactly.
beautifully like a circle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go anywhere with that one actually.
Okay, next up. Oh, I love the sleeves.
Yeah, so this is for the people that are a little bit small up the upper parts.
Yeah.
So this one can a little bit bring them out.
Oh, because it adds volume
Yeah,
to the
adds
top.
volume to the top.
And it just feels like you can like have fun, movement, even
Exactly.
dancing.
You can do
Like
anything
one
with
move and
it.
it'll be like,
very
whew.
free.
Yeah.
Whatever you can wear in a wedding, outing.
Yeah.
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 It's gorgeous. Love it.
Very
Love
nice.
it. Yeah. All right. Next up. Ah.
See, for the plain guys now, you see how it stands out on him. He's brown. The baby, this is a baby blue, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So it makes him look so elegant, simple. It's a very simple style. It's actually the most simplest style that we have, but it makes him stand out so much.
And I like the buttons are different, and you've got again this feature. Like it's an elevated version of the pocket square. All right, and I think we've got one more look. All right, we've got one more look.
Sure, yeah.
Last but not least.
We have the classy ladies and the elegant ladies who love outstanding the rest. I think this will do for them. Any wedding that you want to go, you can go with this look. Dinner parties, you can also, there's a way it can also do the office. People don't believe it, but it can.
The office.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Girl, what office?
My office.
Right, your office. Yes. Can you imagine?
You
like,
can come with
if
this
I-
to the office.
if I rocked up to
You can even
NTV
see
like
the
that?
NDO parties. You can come with this.
It will be fun.
No, they wouldn't find me. They'd just be like, oh, Sharon is so extra these days. She
No,
just is like
that is why I say it's for
showstopper.
those people who want to outstand, to become elegant and look classy.
Yeah.
That is the
for them.
office? Have you seen someone wear, have you had
Well,
one
I
of your clients?
wear
Oh, you
them.
were, yeah. Yvonne's office. If you want to work in an office that's fire, you need to get Yvonne to hire you. Go look, get a job there. All right. Of course, you know I'm so keen to see if your piece is this extravagant and bold. I'm so curious to see your pieces. So I know you've got your models ready. So let's
There.
take a look. First up, Lady in Red. Okay. That.
So
That
for
is
this look,
bold.
it's basically an avant-garde trench coat. So as I said, my looks transform. This is something I would see in maybe a plus size. And there's a way you can remove the trench coat.
Okay.
Then there's a dress inside, a short party dress inside, where
Wow.
some pieces of the trench coat can work as a peplum or either a side piece for the arm.
Right.
Yeah. So let her showcase
Wow.
it. Yeah.
What? So it's just like layers and
Yeah.
layers.
So
and
basically, the short dress is maybe meant for someone slimmer,
Okay.
shorter.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And so there's even like parts to it, like the
Yeah.
arm comes off. You
Mhm.
can
The-
stitch. You can
can
hook
stitch.
it back somewhere
Yeah.
else.
Somewhere. So we have velcros on the main dress.
Yeah.
Where you can just hook that up.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. Thank you. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Thank you. For the menswear,
Yeah.
I just decided to do something simple, but with some unique embroidery. So on the side of the outfit, we have embroidery with brown thread.
Right.
So it's just plain, something like an ordinary guy would want to wear, maybe
Yeah.
to a, let's say, party or a wedding. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice and simple. I like it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right. Next up.
So for this look, I thought something, let's say, high fashion, something that is basically, how do you call it, avant-garde.
Right.
We can transform the same look. So the trouser is pencil, but if she opens the zips on the side, it becomes a flared trouser.
Oh, it's like a
Yeah.
slim cigarette pack.
Yeah.
What?
Mhm. So it becomes
It's just like
a culotte.
surprises.
Yeah.
Like a palazzo pant.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
So basically, it's just one outfit, two different ways to
One, two
rock
ways.
it.
I love that, and I love that it feels like you're going to, like your money will last you.
Yeah.
Like you can rock the same thing if there are a
Mhm.
couple different ways. Right.
Mhm.
Let's see what's next.
So for this look, I thought of maybe someone young, vibrant, but still wants to embrace his roots. It has an African touch, but also you can see the hoodie The hoodie, the patterns, how we played with the patterns is
Yeah.
basically someone who's young maybe and
Right.
wants to go for a party.
I like the hoodie aspect. It's an interesting twist to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Okay. Oh.
So for this look, I had high fashion in mind, something for the runway, something that will maybe
Wow.
bring out the gist of the runway. So the peplum comes off, and inside is the jump shot. So we have different pieces attached to the peplum, or you can
Right.
just place it on the arms, then take off the peplum,
Wow.
and there's a jump shot inside.
So nice.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's different looks, same outfit.
To me, it feels like a surprise. Like every time it just changes, I'm like, what
Yeah.
is happening?
Mhm.
Gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I think we have a few more.
So for this look, I thought of someone who's sophisticated, someone who wants something that stands out. So basically, it's just an overcoat, a slim cut trouser, and a shirt inside.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you find like most men would be comfortable wearing this with the pattern?
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
Majority of men that actually order want something that stands out once in a while.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're buying something like this, ideally you want it to stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Next up.
So for this look, I thought of something maybe of a party goer,
Yeah.
or you can even do the red carpet with this.
Okay.
And it's the same outfit. The pencil skirt can transform into a skater skirt once you open the zips.
Right.
So there are 4 zips on either side.
Right.
So once you open the zip, the skirt transforms into a skater skirt.
You know, I just had a thought. What if you open the wrong zip? And you're like,
There's
guys,
no-
let me show you what my skirt is doing. Boop, and you're like, don't look, don't look. Wow, but that's so cool. So I can see
Yeah.
even in the back,
Yeah,
it
there's
has
it.
its own zips, and it
mhm.
completely just
Yeah.
changes the piece.
And the jacket also does the same. You can open the zips on the arms.
Right.
Yeah. And it becomes a totally different outfit.
Or it's
Yeah.
okay. You know, you don't even have to unzip the
Yeah.
back. I think even just the front, seeing that change is so interesting. Oh, the arms.
The jacket, yeah.
That's so wild. So how much, I mean, I'm just imagining the design process of having to fit
Yeah.
extra fabric into that is a
that
little
was
more
actually the
complicated.
biggest challenge for this collection, because
Right.
it's something that just sparked, and I thought, let's just try this,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's okay. No worries.
Yeah.
You've done your best. It's fine. One-handed, I can see it would be difficult.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Okay.
So for this look, I just decided to mix white and silver, yeah, and the coat is for someone who wants to obviously stand out,
Right.
obviously have something different, and the trouser too. The whole look basically is just for someone who wants to stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the cape angle feels quite bold too.
Mhm,
Like, you'd
yeah.
have to be very confident to be
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm rocking a cape.
This is nice.
All right, thank you. No. Okay, we've got a couple more looks.
Yeah. Also for this look, I thought of an avant-garde look. So this is something a plus-size woman would wear. And also maybe let's say a slim lady who wants to wear this would wear this too. And it has a different design to it. The bottom part transforms into a jacket.
What?
Yeah,
imagine?
so that I just show her.
Transforms into a jacket.
With a hoodie.
Oh my gosh, I can sort of see it coming together. And I didn't like, as she was walking, I couldn't even see the armholes. It's like they were so well disguised.
And it has a belt that you can add to it.
What?
Becomes a totally different look for a totally different body shape, body size.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
So if you're like, oh, my shoulders are feeling cold now. Excuse me, guys, let me just really quickly change it up for everybody.
And it has a belt. You can also add a belt or
Right,
just stay with it like that.
right.
Yeah, so this look is basically avant-garde forward.
Yeah.
And there's a hoodie.
A hoodie in there?
Yeah.
So many. Oh my. Oh, it's a completely different dress.
Yeah. So it
All
totally
right.
transforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Last but not least.
So for this dress, I thought of obviously someone sophisticated.
Right.
Someone who wants to stand out, red carpet, avant-garde. And also for this look, as you've noticed with my collection, also transforms into several designs.
Right.
The same look has 3 different designs. She can remove the top part.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, she can remove the bottom part, and you can just play around with it, and it becomes a totally different dress. Yeah. Yeah, you can also remove everything for the party. Yeah.
What I'm scared is I'll be like somewhere like, oh guys, look at what's happening, and next thing I'm like, oh sorry, I got carried away. But that's so interesting that you've got layers to it and
Yeah.
almost like surprises
Yeah.
inside these garments.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but that's something to look forward to. Just seeing both collections and getting an idea of the kind of bold editorial looks, but also very considerate in making sure that it appeals to the men, appeals to the women. You've got like some plus size angles. You've got like really cool, these things I want to take. I almost want to be like, is that a pin? Because I want to pin it in my top. I want to take it. I love it. I love it. So tell me, tomorrow it's taking place. Can you give us details, Brian?
So the event is going on tomorrow, starting from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. So when you come at 4 p.m., we are having wine tasting. Then we go to the red carpet.
Ooh.
Then at exactly 6 p.m., we have this fashion show catwalk starting.
Nice.
So tickets are available. You can always buy tickets online through M-Pesa number 0710 549 083. Tickets will be delivered to you wherever you are. If you're in town, you get them in town.
Okay.
If you are in Westlands, you get them in Westland. But if you're away from Nairobi, you'll pick them
At the door, at the gate. All right, and it's at the Michael Joseph Center. All right, thank you. And I wish you all the best tomorrow. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful, fashionable weekend. And I'll see you next Monday. Bye, everybody.